Hello and welcome to this BioProcess International Ask the Expert webcast. I'm your host, Liour, the online editor for BioProcess International. Before we get started, just a couple of notes. This webcast is being recorded and will be made available for replay in the multimedia section of our website. We've muted the audio lines, but we welcome you to type in your questions for our speaker in the chat window on your screen. After the presentation, we will begin the question and answer portion, and I will ask our speaker your questions from the window. Your questions will only be visible to myself and our speaker. So thank you for joining us today. It is now my pleasure to introduce our speaker, Liour from GenScript ProBio.
Hello, it's my pleasure to give this talk on the robust stable cell line platform for biologic development. There are three key technologies in cell line development, and they are namely the whole cell line, the DNA vector expression system, and the clone ranking and screening technologies. So I'm going to introduce them one by one. Okay. So how do we choose the whole cell line? There are a few considerations to bear in mind. One is we need to have clear traceability of a cell source, where the cells come from, where do you get it from which vendors, and how was it handled. And all these whole cell line, they require full testing and characterizations to demonstrate their safety, and they are suitable for GMP production for therapeutic proteins to be used in human. Okay. And they also have to be adapted to serum-free and suspension growth condition with high growth rate in order to support the future manufacturing. Okay. And these cells should have a well-tuned high secretory capacity, and they exhibit efficient energy metabolism without excess secretion of byproducts, so which makes the downstream process development easier. Okay. Also, ensure high-quality products. Okay. And they have properly folding of a protein to ensure your product with all the right functions you need. Okay, and have desired glycosylation machinery. Okay, and also they should exhibit stable product quality and productivity over time, and this is very important for process development. And it can also shorten the timeline from gene transfection to production cell lines. And there are four most commonly used whole cell types. Okay, and they are Chinese hamster ovary cells, mouse melanoma cells, baby hamster kidney BHK cells, and human amyloid kidney HEK293 cells. And among all these, actually the most commonly used are the Chinese hamster ovary CHO cells. So today we're going to focus on this. Okay. The consideration in DNA expression vector engineering that we really to think about, their benefit and challenges. So for the benefit, for the challenge actually is to maintain the expression reduction during the prolonged culture, and also to avoid instability without fluctuation pressure. Okay. So the engineering of DNA expression vector should offer the benefit of improved expression level, provide efficiency for screening, and increase integration stability. The commonly used strategy are to preserve DNA from integration-dependent repression or negative positioning effect. Okay, and also to optimize the composition of DNA vectors. Okay, so you can use DNA opening element found in the chromatin border regions or site-specific integration for recombination to specify locus. Okay, and the technology that are used for this are using DNA elements to overcome silencing, such as chromatin open element, insulators, CPG island element, or site-specific recombination systems such as QuickLoxP and CRISPR. And we can also use selection marker to help with screening, such as DHFR and GS. For the cell line screening technology, there are namely 5 commonly used technology. I say commonly used is actually the beacon actually just newly developed recently. The most commonly used probably are the limiting dilutions. They are low cost, easy operated, with low cell damage, does not need sophisticated equipment. But their disadvantage is low seeding efficiency, large workload, and the higher probability to be contaminated. For recent active cell sorting technology, they can offer high seeding efficiency, less prayer are needed comparing with limiting dilution for the same amount of clones. And they can offer high accuracy in selection. The disadvantage is that actually needs labeling. You need labeling the cells with fluorescent dye in advance. Also, it may cause cell damage. Clone picks is an instrument that automatically image selects and pick clones. It's high throughput, industry proven. Can select clones with extracellularly secreted protein in semi-solid media, so they can actually screen the clone with high productivities. But its throughput is not as high as FACS. VIPS with the machine that we use as a gentle single cell seeding. The advantage is automatic and high accuracy. But it needs a specific device to do this. Then we sell magic images. And we have more introduction about this. And Beacon is most recently developed technology. It's a fully automated live cell selection and screening in nano pads. So they can screen as much as 5,000 individual cells to find best secretors. They also have a very efficient negative selection of unstable clones. And they have chips that is relevant to bioreactor. And they also use automatic monoclonal process that can produce visualized record. The thing with this is very high cost and also not widely available. And we have talked about cloning. For a cell line using for therapeutic protein production, monoclonality is a regulatory required element. And the criteria to prove this, there are mainly three things. If you use limiting dilution, you have to actually use 2 rounds of limiting dilution at the appropriate dilution level. So that will actually take much longer time. And if you're using sex of clone picks perform to provide more clonality, you need to demonstrate that the procedure used can produce more clonality. And we use VIPs. You can actually produce cell imaging at the same time. So as you can see below, that from the plating, you can see the cells in each well from day 0, day 1, and day 2 to demonstrate that actually all the clones are from single cell. So how to achieve a desired cell line? So we have talked about technology, the whole cell vector system, and the clone screening technology. On top of that, we need in process control the procedure of the development, starting from transfection, cell pool, single cell cloning, and clone ranking, and the top clone selections. So those 2 technologies, the cell line development technology and appropriate in-process control, can ensure the cell line that we develop meet the criteria for future drug development. So here I'm going to talk about a bit about GenScript Pro-CLD cell line development. So it's high throughput and high efficiency. So starting from the gene synthesis of your DNA expression vectors, you do 3 to 5 rounds of independent transfections, and then you put them in 1024-well plate to produce more than 200 pores. Okay, and from those pores, you screen to select top 6 cell pores to screen the titer, and then they go into this 96-well plate in this BIPS machine. They do automatic clone screening, and the cell metric cell image can ensure their monoclonality, and they take 3 photos per clone. Okay, and then from there you pick top 30 clone out of 200 single clones, and then you go into the fed batch evaluation, select top clones, and then you go into this Ember mini bioreactor to evaluate the titer and quality. Okay, and it produced 6 top clones PCB. From there, you choose your final top clone to prepare your cell bank, master cell bank, and future working cell bank. So from the gene to top 6 clone, you take 14 weeks, about 3.5 months. And from gene to top clone, you take additional 4 weeks, so it's 18 weeks, so it's 4.5 months. So the procedure of, the number of selection in the development process is, you started from 3 to 5 independent transfections, and then you generate more than 200 pores in 24-well plates. Okay, and you screen the titers. Okay, and then you generate 6 pores, and then from this 6 pores you screen more than 200 single clones. Okay. And then from this 200 single clone, you select based on their expression titer to select top 30 clones. Okay, and then you select the top 6 clones. Okay, so in process control, there are 3 major milestones. Okay, so it's pool screening and selection, single clone screening, and single clone selection. Okay, so the control for the pool screening selection, you control the total number of clones. So the higher the number, the higher probability to get your top clones. Okay, so the higher the positive pool, and you can have much better chance of getting a higher titer. Okay, and for a single clone screening, is the same thing, but we require to ensure their monoclonality, as I just mentioned previously. Okay, and for single clone selection, there are 3 criteria to consider. First one is their growth profile, the titer, and the productivity. So you do this using Ember bioreactors and get a product to analyze these 3 criteria. Okay. So in the first case study, that you can see that the different titer in different milestones. In the pool selection stage, we can actually produce 0.72 gram per liter in 6-day batch study. Okay. In this case 2, we can have 4.1 is a more body, and in case 3 is a 2.3 gram per liter in the 12-day fed batch study. So you see, even in the pool selection stage, we can have more than 1 gram per liter. It's very common. Okay, but it also shows that it can vary, depends on the product. In a single clone selection stage, the productivity can be even higher. So with this, now you can use this product to do certain of a quality attribute analysis to select what the clone that you desire based on their quality, their productivity, and their stability. Okay, and then after that you conduct a PCB stability study to make sure their titer they can produce stable titer in the 60 to 90 generation studies, because that will be needed for the future process development. Okay, and this another case study for one one project. We select top 10 clones. You can see this is also a monoclonal antibody. All top clones have a titer more than close to 6 to 8-9 grams per liter. So using this technology is a proven method to select clones with high productivities. Okay. So in summary, our GenScript ProBio cell line development, it is driven by key technology. We're using CHO-K1 CHO cells. They are very clear sourced and ready for commercialization production. Okay, using proprietary vector and high throughput and automatic platform, VIPS, to produce the clone. Okay, and you can accelerate your cell line development timeline, which means it's accelerate the overall drug development timeline. From gene synthesis to top clone require only 14 weeks, and from gene synthesis to for about 18 weeks. Okay, and for a high quality delivery, they can deliver high productivity clones. We guarantee at least 3 grams per liter for monoclonal antibody. It can actually produce up to 8 or even 10 grams per liter. And then in our most projects, they exhibit excellent stability in 60 to 90 generation stability studies. Okay, and they are regulatory compliant with traceable source record of host cells and vectors, traceable record of cell line development, and also we will provide cell images to demonstrate molecularity. Okay, we have excellent track record. In our company, we have developed more than 300 cell lines and produced to support more than 80 projects for IND filing. And as far as we know, at least 2 are in the clinical stage. Okay, so overall speaking, we have proven track records with now more than 440 projects being carried out in the companies, and push this to from the lead generation all the way to CMC manufacturing, which is produced for IND approvals. Okay, so for GenScript ProBios, we are proactive, professional, and the process is rooted in good science and face appropriate study quality. Thank you, and welcome your question.
Great. Thanks, Sean. And what is the primary? Is it primary cell bank? And what's the difference between a primary cell bank, master cell bank, and working cell bank? Why do we need all 3?
So primary cell bank, these are the common industry common used definition. Primary cell bank is, or called pilot cell bank, is basically the once after you produce your top clones, for example, top 6 clones, you actually bank them first. So you produce a seed bank for these top clones, and you use this seed bank to do studies. Okay, and the construction of master cell bank and the working cell bank is for GMP production, because more often than not, the pilot cell bank are not maybe completely controlled, and you want to produce You also use this primary cell bank to do study to select your top clones. Okay, and then the master cell bank will require full characterization and testing, and that require a lot of resources. So you don't really make all the primary cell bank into master cell bank.
Okay. And what's the main advantage of GenScript's cell line development platform?
So our main advantage is, as you can see, one is our proven track record. As I showed in the case study, we have constantly demonstrate, the cells with high titers and stable production qualities. Okay. The second is the timeline. We can produce top 6 clone in 14 weeks and produce top clone in 18 weeks. Also, in the same time, our platform also offer the demonstration of monoclonality. We will fulfill the requirement of regulatory compliance, and we use traceable, clear history of whole cell line and DNA vector systems. So that's the main advantage of GenScript's ProBio cell line development platform.
Okay, great. Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
And thanks to our audience for joining us. The recorded version of this webcast will be available for on-demand viewing on our website, and as a registered attendee, you'll receive a follow-up email providing you with a direct link. We look forward to having you join us at future BioProcess International Ask the Expert webcasts. Look for those announcements in your inbox. Goodbye.